Hello, my name is Steve Samuel from Design Visionaries, and when I saw this beautiful fruit, it's called a dragon fruit in a grocery store, it inspired me to create a model, a CAD model. And although the CAD model is not exactly like the fruit, it borrowed visual cues. And so, in order to create it, I started with a sketch. And the sketch had the basic shape of the dragon fruit and a center line. And I did a revolve. And then the sketch also contained this little curve here, which I used to do global shaping to take that shape and make it a little bit less symmetric. And then I just randomly put points all over the shape. I did that with the point. Here we go, point. And I went to point on face, and I just selected locations just like that. So I distributed a plethora of points in what I felt was an even pattern. And then I made a datum plane on one of the points. And on that datum plane, I made a sketch. And the sketch really just consists of two lines. So there's one that goes across like this and one that is that long. I put a 0.4 inch length on this cross curve, and this straight curve was arbitrarily long. It's 0.5, but you'll see how I used it in a second. So once I had that little system, if you will, I put a datum plane that was perpendicular to the initial datum plane, but through that line. And then I was able to make a sketch on that. And then, of course, the sketch is tangent to this line here. So it comes off of this point in a tangent way. And good. So now I had that. And then I projected that straight line onto the surface of the dragon fruit. And then I did a sweep. And of course, that sweep was not just a sweep. It was a sweep that had a perimeter law, a cubic perimeter law, that started at 0.4 and necked down to 0. So that's how I got the nice sharp point. Now, it would have been really, really tedious if every time for every one of these points, I put a little plane on there, I put a little sketch on there, I did a little projection, etc., etc. So what I did was I took this group of commands, or this group of entities, and I said copy. Once I copied the entities, it was time to paste. So right-click, paste. And then what you'll notice is a little window comes up that shows you what the prompts are, if you will, that it's asking for in your paste operation. So the first thing you need to do is select another point. Here's the point. And then if you scroll down in the list of things that you've got to satisfy, there's a coordinate system. So this was the datum axis to establish the coordinate system. Then, here's the point. So then, in this next coordinate system, you want to select that point one more time. And then the next thing is selecting the face. So if we go down, there's the face that it's projecting to. And basically you can say OK. And as you can see, it very quickly makes a duplicate of that set of features. Okay? So once that was done, it was done a bunch more times. I did a bunch more paste options. And as you can see, the end result was many nice little leaves, or whatever you want to call them, these awesome little things that came off. And then I did a bunch of thickens. So for each one of these leaves, I did thickens. So as you can see, there's just a plethora of thickens here. I did those individually. Might have been able to copy those as well, but I didn't try that. Sometimes the voice of experience. And then I united them all together. And then I did a bunch of blends. As you can see, I blended off those little corners. Then I did a sketch up here. I did an extrusion. And I did a replace face with an offset to make sure that there was a wall thickness on there that was uniform. And I made an extrude like this, and then I patterned it circularly. Cool. And then I made one of these little revolves, and I finished it off. Okay, so now if I take everything away, there we go. Let's make to the work layer. I did a revolve down here, and I united it, and I did the faces. So then finally, the last thing I did was to perform an animation. I used the central coordinate system as one of the rigid bodies, the datum coordinate system. I used the fruit and everything as the other rigid body, and I fixed joint on the coordinate system, the datum CSys. I made a revolved joint, and then I put a speed motor on the whole thing. And as you can see, when you play it, it rotates quite nicely. So that's the litany of things that I did to accomplish this model. It was a lot of fun, and I hope you will be able to glean some of these techniques from this little video. Again, my name is Steve Samuel from Design Visionaries, and I hope you like and subscribe. There's plenty more videos coming, and of course, when you like and subscribe, it makes it much easier for me to continue and do more of these things. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.